This AI machine turns any product image into user-generated content.
Some things never get old, like the perfect Coca-Cola moment.
It works for any product, t-shirts, detergent, and pet food. Pick a format, quantity, and a dialogue. It's all no code, everything is drag and drop, and you don't even need to know how to edit images or cut videos. And here are some examples from this automation.
This Tokyo graphic tee is absolutely stunning.
Even at my age, some things never get old.
This Ariel value pack is my go-to for getting clothes super clean in any washing machine.
This is how it works. Here on the left I have to open up the AI automation I built without any code, using just drag and drop. On the right I have a Google Sheets document open where all results are saved. I just need to click execute workflow, then this form here pops up. First I select the product image, for example a blue Coca-Cola can. Then I select the format, in this case vertical, and how many UGCs, let's say 3. And the last thing is a dialog. You can choose an auto-generated dialog or provide a custom one. Let's select auto-generated and click submit. Now our automation will start working. I will now fast forward the video so we can see the results. Then I will do a full breakdown how to build this whole automation from scratch. Perfect, our automation just finished creating our first video. It will upload it now to Google Drive and save it in our Google Sheets document. And here we can see the result.
After my workout, nothing refreshes me like an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Pure perfection.
Perfect, and our second video is also finished here.
Some things never change, and thank goodness for that. Coca-Cola since 1886.
But that's not all. When I played around with automation and provided the image of dog food, to be exact this one, I received the following video.
This Royal Canin Bulldog formula is literally perfect for my puppy's sensitive tummy and growing bones.
Did you notice how the person was mentioning bulldog and that it was for her puppy? This is because before our AI automation creates a script for the UGC, it first analyzes the image. This way the second AI can create much better scripts. And now I will show you how to build this automation completely from scratch. In case you don't know me yet, I'm Ed. I help business owners and beginners to leverage AI and AI automation. Inside the community you get everything to get you started from a beginner to an advanced user. Besides that, you have access to premium templates like this UGC machine, for example, that you can simply download here. Then you can simply import it. Here you can simply adjust everything so it works for your needs. It's a perfect starting point. But that's not all. You also get templates for AI call agents or for clipping automation or to create viral videos on autopilot. So if you're serious about learning AI and AI automation, make sure to join my community. Learning this high demand skill is one of the best use of your time because AI automation unlocks crazy leverage, especially when you combine it with other fields. But that's not all. As part of the community, you get a bonus template. This template enables you to provide the character image and the image of a product. And here's a short example.
This book literally changed how I think about making money. Over 1 million people can't be wrong.
And without further ado, we will now create this whole workflow from scratch. To follow along, make sure to open up the Google Docs document provided in the description box below. Here are all prompts and snippets that you need. First, you open up the NNN website. Then you create an account if you don't have one yet, or simply sign in. Once you're signed in, you click Create Workflow. Then you give this workflow a name like UGC Machine. To add the first step, simply click here and select On Form Submission. Give this form a title like UGC Machine and a description if you like. Then you click Add Form Element. The first element is the image. So we type in here image and select under element type, file. We allow only one image to be uploaded and the accepted file types are JPEG and PNG. And we also want to make this field a required field. When I click now Execute Step, a form opens up where I can select any image, for example this Coca-Cola can, and submit it. This way NNN has now access to the image we provide. When we compare it now with the finished automation, then you see that you need to provide also a format. Here select as type drop-down list and these two options. Also a field for how many UGCs you want. This element type is a number. And then another drag and drop field for the dialog type, if it's auto-generated or custom. And last but not least, an optional field for a custom dialog, in case you want to provide the line that the person will speak. Now we go back to our automation and add these fields also here by clicking here Add Form Element and simply writing the same fields. By the way, make sure to call the field names exact like here. It's also case sensitive, so make sure to write it format like this and not like, for example, this way. Otherwise, you get problems when you execute the next steps. Once you filled out the parameters like here, rename this form to UGC form. Also make sure that you call this element exactly the same way like here. And then click execute step. Now we can select our image, the format, how many UGCs, and a dialog type, and click submit. This way we have access now to the image and to the other variables. When we click under schema, we select here how many UGCs, dialog type, and the format. Then go back to Canvas and click save. The first thing we want to do is to analyze the image. For that we click here the plus icon and select here AI and then AI agent. Under source for prompt we select define below and simply copy and paste the prompt given here. Then under add options, select automatically pass through binary images and click execute step. Like you can see, it didn't work because we didn't provide the chat model yet. For that we close this window here and click under chat model, this plus icon. Here we select open router. And the first thing we have to provide is our credentials. For that we click here create new credentials and we need here to provide an API key. For that go to openrouter.ai, create an account here, then make sure to add some credits like 5 or 10 bucks and then click keys. Here you can simply create an API key, give it a name and copy and paste it here. When you click now save, you should see connection tested successfully if everything worked fine. Then close this here and select under model OpenAI GPT-4.1 Mini, since this model is pretty good in analyzing images. And close this window again and double click on the AI agent and click execute step. Now when we click here on output, we see a nice description of the provided image. And the last thing we have to do is to rename this node to image analyzer. Make sure to rename it to exactly this name, otherwise the next steps won't work correctly. Then close this window and click save. When we compare it now to the finished automation, we see here something that's called structured output. If we open this, we see something called JSON example. A JSON is pretty much a key value pair. For example, product name, Coca-Cola can, and product image description, you can see a Coca-Cola can in blue. So nothing complicated. To activate this, we go back to our automation, double click on the AI agent and activate the require specific output format. Then close again this window here. And now we have an output parser. We click here the plus icon and select structured output parser. And here we need to provide an example JSON. I already prepared one. For that, go to the Google Docs document and simply copy this one under structured output and paste it here. Then close this here again. Double click on this image analyzer and click again execute step. What you will notice is the output will have different format. Let's see. And like you can see, we have now a structured output here. This will help us in the next steps. For now, we close this window and click save. All right, let's move it here around a little and create a sticky note. Let's change the color to blue and call it image analysis. The next step we have to add is our UGC director. What he does is actually, he takes all the information and creates for us, based on the system prompt here, a list with different outputs. For example, a description for the first frame and a prompt for the video. Also a dialogue and short description of the UGC creator. Also for the second and third video. This information will be used in the next step to create the UGC video. To create this in our automation, we click here the plus icon and select again AI and then AI agent. Under source for prompt, we select define below, click here expression, click this little icon, go to our Google Docs document and copy and paste this whole snippet here. Right now it says execute node UGC form for a preview. And we will do exactly this. Close here this and this, click save and click here execute workflow. It didn't work because NLS says we have outstanding issues. To fix that, we click here the plus icon under chat model and select open router. This time we select Claude Sonnet 4 because this model is much better at creating good scripts. We already provided our credentials, so we don't need to do that again. and close this. Now we click again execute workflow and provide all this information and click submit. Now automation runs and we simply wait till it's finished. It's finished now. Now we can double click on this AI agent again, click this icon, and we now see preview of the provided information. Important, if you see here anything red in your example, it's because you probably didn't name the nodes the exact same way like I did. For example, the first node is UGC form, like you can see here. Once you've done that, we click here add options and click here system message. Then we go back to our Google Docs document and copy and paste this whole prompt. And then we select here expression, click this little icon and paste our whole prompt here. Then we close this and click execute step. And like you can see, we received an output, but it's not structured. To fix that, we activate require specific output format, close this window and click on the output parser and select structured output parser. Then go again to our Google Docs document and copy and paste the structured output here. Then close this window, double click on this AI agent and click execute step again. And like you can see now, we received the structured output here on the right with the first frame and the prompt for the video. Then we rename this AI agent to UGC director and click here the X icon. And the last thing I recommend is click here on tool and type in think and select here the think tool. Here you don't need to adjust anything, you just can close it. This tool allows our AI agent to think about the output. This way we get improved results. Let's move it here. Now when we compare it to our end result, we already got this finished. Next, we will create this upload image path. This is necessary since to create the first image frame, we need to provide an image URL here. Therefore, we need first to upload this image. For that, click on this little circle and search for HTTP and select HTTP request. Then click import curl and go to our Google Docs document and copy and paste this little curl snippet and paste it here. Here we don't need to provide any authentication, we just need to provide an input data field name. And this is this one, image. And then we can click execute step. What it does, it uploads this image and provides us an image URL that we can simply open it. Then we rename it to upload file temporary and close this window. Next, we want also to upload this image to Google Drive, so we have a reference of the provided image here in our Google Sheets document. For that, click here the plus icon, search for HTTP, and select HTTP request. Here, simply drag and drop the URL here and click execute step. Like you can see, we didn't get the image. To fix that, go to our Google Docs document and simply copy and paste the snippet here and paste it here. This adjusts this URL here, so it adds this DL. This way, when we click execute step, we receive this image. We call this node download image. This step is necessary so we can upload it to Google Drive in the next step. For that, click the plus icon and type in Drive and select Google Drive and select here upload file. First, you need to provide your credentials. For that, click create new credentials and provide a client ID and a client secret. How to obtain both, I explain in the other video linked in the description box below. Once you've done that, a new button appears, sign in with Google. If you click on it, you can simply sign in with your Google account. And then you close this window. Under input data field, you select data, file name you leave empty, then you select your Google Drive that you want to use, and under folder, you select by URL. Then you open up any Google Drive folder that you like in your browser and copy this URL and paste it here. When we click now execute step, the file is uploaded to our Google Drive. Let's close this window. When we compare it now to our end result that we want to achieve, we see here a merge node. This is an end thing and is necessary, so this both paths need first to be finished until it continues here. For that, I click here the plus icon and select merge. And select here the merge. Under mode, I select combine. And for combine by, I select all possible combinations and close this window. Then I move it here, remove the input here to input 2 and this input to input 1. Then I double click on this node and click execute step. Now it's finished and we can continue. Don't forget to click here save. The next thing we need is a split out node. This is necessary because our UGC director provides us a list of multiple UGC pieces. But we want our automation to run them one by one. Therefore, we click here the plus icon, type in split and select here split out. It turns the list inside items into separate items. That's actually what we want. Here we need to provide the fields to split out. In this case, the output. Now I click execute step. And like you see, now we have 3 items. Each item is 1 UGC. When you click here on table, you see all items at once. Then we close this and click Save. When we compare it now to our end result, we just need to create this path. This first path creates an image. The second path takes this image and creates a video out of it. And the third path uploads this image to Google Drive and saves this in our Google Sheets document. For this, we click the plus icon and type in HTTP and select HTTP request. Here we click import curl and go to our Google Docs document. Under create image, we select this snippet, copy it, and paste it here and click import. Now we need to provide an API key. For that, we go to kai.ai, open it. Then you create an account here if you don't have one yet by clicking get started. Here you go to API key and create a new API key. Copy it and paste it here. Important, you need to go to billing and add some credits here, since every generation costs money. Each image generation costs around 2 cents, and each video generation costs 40 cents if you use view-free fast, or $2 per video if you use view-free quality. In our example, we use view-free fast. And then you scroll down here and click expression, and then this little icon. Then you remove here the first frame prompt and drag and drop what you have in the split out node here. And for the format, you also remove it. Then you go here to UGC form and drag and drop the format here. And then you need to provide an image URL. For that, you delete this one, go to our Google Docs document and look under download image number 2. You copy this snippet and paste it here. Then you close this window and click execute step. And like you can see, we have 3 items as output here. Each has a task ID. When you click here table, you see all 3 items. Since this kind of execution costs money, we want here to pin this data so we don't have to rerun it again. And close this. Then remove this node and rename it quickly to create image. Then close it and click save. So what happened here is this node created a job to create a new image. The next thing is we have to check if this job is already finished. If the job is still processing, we will wait a few seconds and check again. And we will do it until our image is ready. Then we go to our create UGC path. Click the plus icon and type in HTTP and select HTTP request. Then click import curl, go to the Google Docs document and copy the get image snippet here and paste it here. Click import, then go to task ID and under value select expression. Remove this one and drag and drop this task ID. Then you scroll down here and paste in here the API key, like you did in the previous node. And then click execute step. When it worked, you should see this outcome. Rename it to get image and close this. Click again the plus icon here and search for switch and select this item. For the routing rules, we need 3 different rule types. Therefore, I click add routing rule and again add routing rule. Each we want to rename the output, therefore we activate this one. For the routing rules, we simply copy and paste what is here. I do it now real quick. And for the last one, make sure to select here, string, contains, and now simply click execute step. And like you can see, all 3 items are already ready. Now close this and click under processing, the plus icon and type in wait. Select the wait item here, leave the wait amount to 5 seconds, close it here, and connect it with the get image node and click save. Here we can see under results the outcome, for example this one. If you compare it now to the end result, we see only create UGC and save in Sheets is left. Next we click the plus icon here, type in HTTP and select HTTP request. Then click import curl, go to Google Docs document and copy the snippet under create video. Paste it here, click import. Then scroll down here, replace your API key with your actual one, then continue scrolling here. And under body parameters, we need to adjust this thing here first by clicking expression. Then we go to our Google Docs document and copy the snippet here and paste it here. This is basically the prompt that we provide to view-free. Then we scroll down here, Here you can select the model. For example, here we choose view-free fast. If you just want to use view-free quality, you remove this. And under image URLs, go again to our Google Docs document, copy the snippet, click here expression, and paste the snippet here. This is the image we will provide in VO3. In this example, this one. And then under aspect ratio, you also click here expression, go to the Google Docs document and simply copy and paste this snippet here. Last but not least, rename this node and click here execute step. And it didn't work because it says the parameter is not in valid JSON format. To fix that, we select under body content type, JSON, and click again execute step. This time we received the ratio error. I guess it's because here we have some space. Also here we remove it. And then we click again execute step. This time it worked and you received the message success. Again, since also this execution costs money, we will pin it for now and close it. Then move it here. The next part is like before. We need first to check if the job's already finished, and then depending on if it's finished or not, wait for it to finish. For that, I click here the plus icon, type in HTTP, select HTTP request, and click import curl. Then go to our Google Docs document and copy the get video snippet and paste it here, click import. Here under task ID, select expression, remove this one, and simply drag and drop this expression. Then continue scrolling down here and paste in your actual API key here. Then click execute step. Perfect, it worked. And the last thing we have to do is to rename this node to get video. Then we can close it. And now again, we need a switch node. For that, we click here plus icon, type in switch, and select this one here. Since I already explained how this works, I simply show you what to fill out next. Simply create 4 routing rules with this exact same options. I just done that. Now it should look like this for you. Then you click execute step. And like you can see, in this case, all 3 items are still processing. Let's close this here. Click here the plus icon, type in wait, select this one, leave this for 5 seconds, close it, and connect to the get video node. And click save. When we compare it now to our end result that we want to achieve, we see that we just need to create these 3 nodes. But first we need to wait until the video is finished processing. For that, click the wait node and click execute step. Then close it, click on the get video node and click again execute step. And like you can see, this time it's already finished. Close this, click again the switch node and click execute step. And like you can see, all 3 items are now ready. We close it, click here the plus icon, type in HTTP, select HTTP request, and here we simply drag and drop from the switch icon under response, origin URLs, this origin URL here. When I click now execute step, it will download the finished result. When I click now here view,
This blue Coke has been perfecting that crisp taste since 1886.
I see our video. Now let's close this one, click save, move it around, and click again the plus icon here. And type in drive. Select Google Drive and select here upload file. Under input data field, type in data, file name you leave as it is. Then you select the parent drive that you want to use, and under parent folder, select by URL. Then you open in your browser the Google Drive folder you want to use, copy this URL and paste it here. Then click execute step. And like you can see, now the videos are also uploaded to our Google Drive. And the last step is now to save it in our Google Sheets document. Where we click here the plus icon, type in Sheets and select Google Sheets. And here we select append row and sheet. Here you need first to provide your credentials. For that you click create new credentials and simply sign in with Google. Then under document, you select by URL. Then you go to the Google Docs document and open the Google Sheets document provided here. Then you click on file and make a copy so you can use it in your own Google Drive. Then you simply copy and paste this URL here. Then under sheet, you select UGCs. Then you scroll down here. Under date, you click expression and type in this 2 curly brackets and select here now. For product, you go to image analyzer and drag and drop the product name here. For the product image, you go to the upload file node and simply drag and drop the web view link here. For the UGC creator, you go to the split out node and drag and drop the UGC creator here. And for the UGC video, you simply drag and drop from the upload file node the web view link here. And then click execute step. Now when everything worked fine, you should see in your new Google Drive these new items. Then we close this one and click Save. Now we successfully recreated the whole workflow. The last thing we have to do is to unpin these two nodes by selecting here, unpin, and also the same here. Then click Save, and your whole workflow is ready. When you click now Execute Workflow, you can use this whole thing for yourself. And like mentioned before, if you don't want to build the whole workflow yourself, simply join my community. Here you can get all templates for free that you can simply import it by selecting here Import from File and then selecting this JSON file. I hope you like this one and see you in the next one.